The patch notes for update 24.2 have now been released, bringing tactical gear balance changes and a complete rework of the arcade mode and reputation system. Today I'm going to go through everything you need to know about the upcoming PUBG update, including release dates and all of the patch details. Welcome everybody to the update 24.2 patch note review. This update is now available on the PC test servers. You can go and play that right now. It's going to go live on PC next Wednesday on the 12th and on console the following Thursday on the 20th of July. First up in the patch notes, we've got some changes to the tactical gear system, or really some buffs and nerfs that they've decided to make. As you've probably seen, the blue chip detector is being removed. PUBG announced this a few days ago. There was some communities to push back on that. They've decided to completely take it out of the game. They do say a bit further down in this big pink paragraph here, if you want to read all of that, basically they're talking about why they make decisions. They said the blue chip detector actually had quite a low win rate, or the worst win rate of any of the tac gear, but it was imbalancing early game situations and there was a lot of community feedback on it. So they've got rid of the blue chip. That's no longer going to be an option that you'll be able to select. They've also buffed the EMT gear. It now actually gives you slightly quicker heals to yourself, which it didn't do before. You get 1 second quicker heals on medkits, first aids and bandages when you self-heal using the EMT. So it's not significant, but it's a nice little boost. And then when you're healing teammates, you get another second off and another second off the revive. So you already had a second quicker. So the medkit is now going to take 6 seconds instead of the 8 seconds you do without an EMT when healing a teammate. First aid is going to be 4 seconds instead of the 6 seconds it would take without an EMT. And the revival speed is now going to be 7 seconds with an EMT. The base speed is 10. So it's a 3 second quicker revive. So good changes to the EMT. I think they were quite predictable as to what would have been sensible balance adjustments. You know, small tweaks, but nothing too big. Repair kit, similar. I think we all sort of saw that coming. 10 was just a crazy number. Even 6 is very high, but that's now been rebalanced to have 6 charges. So you'll be able to only repair your level 3 helmet and vest 3 times each in one game. So sure, that's more balanced. They've said that the repair kit had the highest win rate of all of the things down here, so that's why that's been balanced. I think it's still going to be very powerful. I don't know how many people were using more than 6 charges on a repair kit in a game. I don't think I've managed to use more than 4 when I've really been trying, but yeah, you still get a lot of charges from that. I think it's still going to be very powerful. EMT is still very powerful. No other changes to tac gear. They haven't made any changes to how you use it at the start. You always start with it. You have to put your bag on the floor. Personally, I'm kind of a bit bored of a lot of the tac gear stuff already. It's just a faff. I tend to just deploy it and take an EMT so I can forget about it, or the repair kit, but it seems like it's going to stick around, and these are the changes they've made to it. They're probably about right for balance changes. Additionally to this, they've also added the jammer pack to Sanhok and Paramo. Wasn't previously on those maps. Now it is, although it doesn't really matter as much because the blue chip's been removed, so you don't need it to counter those. One of the big things they've done in this patch is arcade mode has had a big overhaul. They're going to basically put in old and future labs modes available to play in this. They mention intense BR mode particularly. We're not sure what other ones we might see. They haven't got any on there on the test server, so there's not really any gameplay to show you, but we might hopefully see some old lab stuff go on there. Would be great. My concern is that the arcade queues, certainly on console, are already pretty slow and dead, so I'm not sure about having all these more queues here. It'd be cool to be able to play them, but whether you'll actually be able to play them, I think will be tough. It'd be nice if they're perhaps available in custom games. Some of these old labs mode would be cool because you can play them with your community, but I'm kind of worried that the queues for the new arcade stuff are just going to be pretty dead. They've also overhauled the rewards for arcade. You get some AP points and you can unlock like contraband tickets to get you know, free crates in the contraband system and stuff like that. And you know, so it's a nice little overhaul to the arcade system if you're interested in playing arcade mode. They've also added some new areas you can play in the intense BR mode. 10 new areas across a bunch of different maps. There's a nice little change here for training mode when you're in the aim sound lab, which I use quite a lot, certainly the aim lab, just for a little warm-up. It now tracks your stats, so you can bring up a little menu and see your previous best score, your median score, your average score, all these kind of things, which is quite cool if you're into that sort of thing. The reputation system has now had an overhaul. At the end of each game, you'll be able to compliment a teammate if you wish on certain aspects of their gameplay. Communication specialist, fearless leader, skill master, and then their reputation level will go up or down. That's a number that you have next to your character that strangers can use to judge you do on PUBG, basically. It's kind of what rep is for. It's not a thing I've ever used or really looked at. It can go down when people report you. It goes up when, I guess, people don't report you and you don't back out of lobbies. Mine's kind of low because I just back out of lobbies when I don't want to play maps. Yeah, they've tried to jazz it up a little bit. You also get some rewards. If you have a good rank, you'll get some artisan tokens and supply loot caches and some of that kind of stuff if you're into that. And it will go down, as I said, if people report you or mute you for abusive language and stuff like that. Customization has been changed a little bit. They've just brought some of it together so it's all in one section as character rather than separating out your character and your wearables and that kind of stuff. They've also done the preset slots now. Previously, basically, you had these sort of spare outfit slots you could buy with Gcoin or get for free temporarily from a pass. Now they've kind of archived that system. They've got rid of it, and it's now a PUBG Plus or a Battlegrounds Plus feature. So if you have Battlegrounds Plus, which is what you have if you've either bought the game before it went free to play, you get that automatically, or if you've paid for Battlegrounds Plus, which is like a one-off charge of, I don't know, 10 quid or something, lets you play ranked, host custom games, stuff like that. If you have Battlegrounds Plus, then you now get some preset slots so you can change between outfits as part of that. They're not temporary things you unlock through the store anymore. It's just something you get for Battlegrounds Plus. Outside that, there's a few little UI changes, bug fixes, new stuff in the workshop. These things available with artisan crafting tokens. One of the interesting ones in bug fixes is they fixed it so that the issue allowing players to neutralize explosive damage from grenades, C4 and sticky bombs by throwing a melee weapon. So you might have seen the clips recently of us or Wacky Jackie dropping a pan on top of a C4 and it doing no damage. Sadly, you won't be able to do that anymore, but don't tell anyone because it'd be funny when they try and do it in a game and it doesn't work. So that's everything for this update. It's not the most exciting really in my book. The arcade changes are good if you're into arcade and you can get games. It's not really something that's interesting to me. It's very disappointing to not see any information on the blue chip recall system being rolled out to all maps. So I feel like it's just going to get forgotten, like Tago Comeback BR with its 10-minute horrendous Comeback BR that came out however many years ago, and it's just been forgotten about. I kind of feel like blue chip recall is going down that road where PUBG keep just throwing out loads and loads of content and then they just never touch it again, and so we get all this version 1 content thrown out the door, forgotten about, never improved. So it's a bit frustrating seeing that. I find it quite draining of my interest in the game at the moment. Some of the ways they're approaching things. We've had a lot of good updates this year, but I think with the tac gear stuff and now just this horrible disjointed blue chip recall system, it's not really in a great place for me at the moment. But that said, we have had a lot of big updates, so we can't expect them all to be massive changing ones. But I would have liked to see some information from PUBG about the blue chip recall. So let me know what you think about the patch down in the comments below. I'll be streaming on YouTube today. If you want to come and talk about it, check out the YouTube stream, and hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time. I just wanted to drop you all a quick message to tell you about our PUBG creator code. As a PUBG partner, we have a creator code which you can add to your account, which means whenever you purchase anything in game, PUBG will give us a commission. Whether you're buying season passes, Gcoin bundles, or anything else that requires cash in PUBG, if you have our code added, then you'll be helping us out without costing yourself a penny extra. It's a great way to support the channel, and it really does help keep us making PUBG content for you. Plus, it's easy to set up and you'll only ever have to do it once. To add our code, first visit accounts.pubg.com and then log in or create an account. Once you've logged in, connect your Xbox, PlayStation or Steam account on the linked accounts tab, then go to the Creator Appreciation Program section and type the Beard Guys into the box or find us from the drop-down list. Then just click submit and you're all done. A massive thank you to everybody who has used our code. Your support is absolutely vital for us and it really makes a huge difference.